Okay, so this video would likely make me yell otherwise, but I'm going to be very calm. I know my masculinity has been drawn into question. A lot of you don't understand that I'm a very serious guy. You see this kind of baby face, you see these glasses, the drugging that has reduced my workout. You don't see the intensity. When I don't raise my voice and show you that focus and what's left of my focus that created the superior martial art mind, body, and soul, you don't understand the man that you're dealing with. I understand that. And that's my frustration. People downplaying the covert drugging and covert sabotage of the top martial artist, me, also doesn't sit well with me. Being the top martial artist by itself and not being recognized comes with a certain degree of resentment, as it is, much less the belief that people are going to think of you as some kind of Bruce Lee fan making funny movements. Okay. There's a racial component to this, absolutely. You know, everyone has some kind of racial pride, and I go as far as say that I have very little, I'm proud to say, but certainly to some degree, when I look at my specific grouping of people, I do see them scoring, outperforming and outscoring other people. I'll put proofs on the screen of articles, right, in the newspaper, other articles that show, you know, in some years we see Igbos outperforming, even as recent as 2011, according to this article, other races that are associated with academic excellence. We see the mean average IQ not truly representing the intelligence of the Igbos, and this group of people particularly, you know, showing particularly damning evidence that the IQ test is wrong. How can these people not only outscore white people, but the most elite and the best scoring white people in their generation? And it's not just one kind of guy here and there, it's consistent. And certainly we expect them to be sabotaged, and if we see them start scoring less, it is certainly a result from a genetic point of view, from a genetic standpoint, at least, and certainly from other social standpoints as well, it's a result of sabotage and not genetic inferiority. It is not a positive trait for a ruling class of people that is seen as genetically superior to others to come together to sabotage some races and to put themselves above others and to make it so they score better than others. Nor is it a desirable or favorable quality in terms of morality, at least, for them to pretend it is some kind of rogue group of white, poor people, less than privileged people in some kind of trailer home somewhere that are causing this sabotage to take place. One way or another, they're in charge, and those guys, the latter group of people is not in charge. It is stupid to pretend that these poor people are responsible for any future sabotage. It is the people that want you to look up to them, and they are utter trash, and I do feel sorry for them. My heart doesn't go out to them because of their treachery, but I do feel sorry that they are going to meet their maker in such a deplorable state that even killing them, you know, that killing themselves is pretty much out of the question, because, you know, they're so guilty, and they know that meeting their maker is not going to forgive them. Okay, so they're just living with this pure evil and guilt, you know, at the highest level. They're the biggest traitors to humanity and the most disgraced and utterly pitiful people that we all resent, and we'll admit it when we're being honest. Okay, we look at Live Oak. The female I had a crush on in high school. Okay, she had a blonde friend. The blonde yard duty teacher was the one who went out of her way to kind of catch me smoking marijuana in the bathroom, which is her job, to be fair, but she also used her network, and she used her network like most white people usually do it, to single out certain types of people to give them a hard time. I do think there was a degree of her being fair. I also think there was a degree of her being part of a network of people who hold black people down. And it goes deeper than just some trailer park or just some rich eugenicist or a handful of scientific racists. It is, you know, I've proven definitively that there are thousands of psychologists that work together to try to make it seem like black people are less intelligent. Do your research into eugenics and mental health's role in the argument over in regards to race and intelligence. Okay. When the girl who broke my heart, you know, I carved this broken heart in my forearm under my wrist, and you know, I played Russian roulette with myself. You know, almost killed myself over this person. Her father called my father, okay, and said that asked me, you know, and basically got me on the phone eventually. You know, said, tell your son to stop calling, you know, contacting my daughter, and she was basically giving me little hints that I should keep trying. And when a man is courting a woman, you know, a lot of women don't want you to give up. So in many ways, It is stupid just to take no as an answer in terms of a kind of lightweight no, kind of, well, she basically said something along the lines of, maybe if we have a chance to get to know each other in class, I don't feel comfortable. I kind of thought about that for a while, looked her name up in the phone book and called her because she had created the opportunity for me to think that I could work the ankles and find a way and that hope wasn't lost. She didn't say unequivocally the answer is no. So yes, it was somewhat of a mistake, but his reaction as an adult was completely deplorable. His family is disgraced, and I don't want to hear any arguments to the contrary. It is disgraceful. He knew that it was going to have a powerful psychological effect. The things that he said, reflected that. He went as far as to say that you're one of those spoiled rich kids who always gets what he wants. It's not true. He misjudged me. Disgraceful. And then he said he'll take great pleasure in denying me his daughter. Okay. And there was certainly a blonde network of people and other people from the white race and other races as well that were working together to deny me the admiration of potential wives. I'm 100% sure of this. It is disgraceful. It occurs even in high school. It is pathetic. There's even books written like, why are all the black kids in high school hanging out together? If your children are so reasonable and they don't become racist till later or something, then why are they racially segregating themselves in high schools from small towns to urban centers and urban schools? Okay, it is disgraceful. America is a racist country. We don't all hold hands singing kumbaya, and people do leverage their privilege in various ways, right? Whether they're house nigger minorities who have the privilege to be seen as, these rebels who broke free, or they're white privileged, or Asians, or Jews, or whatever privilege they have. They leverage that against incoming immigrants and get them to do things sexually, socially, spiritually, if you want to call it that, right? They compromise their soul, that they want them to do. It is despicable, it's distasteful, it is unnerving, it's disconcerting, it's unsettling. There's no words to truly describe these words. I've literally looked up these words in the past to try to describe how despicable this is, and it has to do with sense and intelligence and wisdom and morality. And I'm damn near sad because I just got through being very upset about this, very upset. And I said some very alarming things, and I do feel kind of bad about them, but they need to be said. The response should be recorded. I'm very saddened that YouTube does not allow me to show you how I really feel about this thing on the moment when I'm processing these thoughts. It is not mental illness. It is righteous indignation. And sometimes I do get carried away, and my reservations and inhibitions are reduced. That's why they're called psychoactive drugs. It's not because it makes me a psycho. It's also when I cannot focus. These psych meds do not give the martial artist the edge. They give them the edge over somebody who sucks. But, in terms of focusing and effectively striking versus making a big fuss and acting like a mental patient, right? A mental patient who's coming off psych meds cannot outmaneuver me and strike me, whether he's coming off psych meds from a year ago or he's being weaned off right now, because he's unfocused. And I'll outmaneuver him and outfocus him and strike him effectively. So even if the argument was to be made that I was on psych meds and this influenced my behavior, I still had to have the brain structure to focus this thing. It is righteous indignation as a result of my thought process, okay, that creates this potent spirit that is being conveyed through morality. More reality, morality, natural, righteous reaction, all-knowing, all-good, all-powerful. Therefore, the people who are closer to him are intelligent, right mind, all-knowing, right? Moral intelligence, right? Spiritual intelligence, all good, right? And more spiritually powerful in terms of conveying the spirit, okay, through martial arts. Focusing it, the shaking versus focusing it, and with the arm lengths considered. I mean, people don't even consider the difference between a tall person doing push-ups and the weight of somebody versus a regular person. And they say, let's have a contest who can do more push-ups. Well, some of us have a longer, wingspan, so we're covering more distance when we're pushing the weight, right? And some of us way more than others. People don't even consider that in this disingenuous dog of a society. And women assign their respect and their affections according to the social norms by these despicable cultures. We see liberals these days, Democratic people in different clubs and organizations, people walking out of school to make political statements. Don't you sit there like there's not politically motivated groups and social groups that seek to hold down the black man. Don't sit there like people are, in college prep schools, and people don't prepare themselves for life in high school, and they don't start dressing up like grown folks, and don't start thinking about sabotaging the competition like their parents taught them to do. It's disingenuous. It is a sabotage nation. This nation was built on the sabotage and the belittling and the downplaying the worth of other groups of people. That's what built the America. That is the American way. You talk about American values. You talk about the founding fathers. These were saboteurs. They sabotage the British. They sabotage the good, the bad, and the in-between to get where they are. Period. Okay? What do you think the Boston Tea Party was, right? Sabotage. I mean, to have to explain to these things to people that will never publicly and effectively concede my point. Why bother? It is hopeless. People let their variations of worldly philosophies come between them and what is right. This is the fence between us. This is the fence between them and the Creator. And by the time they're done with generations of coerced sex, rape, and using ill-gotten gains to win the affections of shallow, dumb bitches who have been bred to be shallow and stupid. This is also the difference between someone who does sports with this feminine suffix and someone who spars, okay, where the O is the A team, the A team's reproductive cycle. This is the difference. And if you spar in the spirit of worldliness, backwards, it is rapes. That's what you're doing. You say raps, but it's also phonetics. Rapes. In the absence of the martial art order, through my bloodline, you are doing things to help you rape women in some form or fashion. Martial arts has become the art of who gets to rape who and why, instead of restoring the divine order and helping people to focus, to concentrate, to live in reality. They were even called the concentration camps that they put the Jews. Concentration. You think people don't think in terms of focus? You think when the CIA brought the crack in the black communities, they didn't think that, hey, maybe these guys are going to have trouble focusing. Maybe it's going to affect their reproductive cycle. I mean, are you fucking stupid? You think eugenics has nothing to do with reproduction and the scientific sabotage of certain demographics and labeling people undesirable so rich and privileged ninnies can pretend they're superior? Are you insane? Yes, this guy in the Wu-Tang shirt who was her friend came up to me and said, don't wear this shirt. That's like, that's like me buying an Irish shirt, right? Before they sell it to everybody in the community, before everyone in the community buys one. I'm the first to buy a shirt that says Ireland, okay? They only sell one of them, okay? You go to my school, your kid goes to, I go to the same school as your kid, as a high school kid. And I say, don't wear that shirt to this school. I bought it first. I don't want people to associate you with me. Same thing with martial arts. Don't pretend that your race invented martial arts when your race did, when the black people did, when the Igbo, Obi all asked, right? Observe, obligation, obeisance, obeisance, obeisance. The essence is Obi. It is the rank, the black belt, the black man, Osiris, the Lord of the Black, but first and foremost, Ra. It's disgraceful. It was disgraceful for him to tell me that I can't wear the one shirt the Wu-Tang Clan was selling in my area when, I probably started listening to him before he did. It is my culture. It is Afro-Asiatic martial arts. They have no right to tell me these things. They have no right to come together to deny me the admiration of potential wives. And women have no right to pretend that they are decent people or they have good judgment while they are shunning the top martial artist. Disgraceful. And when you see me making these arguments in this reduced state, ask yourself, why the fuck aren't they? What kind of person can separate himself from society and not feel resentment for injustice? What kind of person goes out of the way to make sure he doesn't feel any kind of way about it? And what kind of person is in the middle of it and doesn't lift a finger to stop it? There's a thin line between that and your daughter being raped on your bed in front of you and you pretending, hey, everyone allows it, social lie. And there are millions of people in this country that allow for just that in various forms. Absolutely disgraceful. I have no tolerance for anyone who thinks America has any honor attached to it. They think it's honorable to wave the flag, okay? This country was built on rapes, racism, murder, sabotage, drugging. There is nothing honorable about being an American. There's few things more disgraceful than insisting it is honorable to be something that is extremely disgraceful. Absolutely repugnant. I have no time for opposition view bitches in that regard. We consider the Clampett, right? The guy, one of my teachers, right? Well, I'm not saying he's a bad guy or good guy. For whatever reason, he resembles this guy, Jedi. Remember, the J can be the R, red eye. And that's before I bought this book, mind you. I'm on page like 22. Okay, I bought this book. I'll even show you the fucking date of the receipt. Okay? Fucking shit. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, that's that. Here we go. Dated receipt, right? 9/30/2018. You motherfuckers. Okay? I have to show you, here we go, Last Jedi on the top. I don't want to show you my member number or anything like that, but